What's up, guys, and welcome. Today we're going to be making a coat rack from RailRoad spikes and this piece of ash. I really think you're going to enjoy this one. Come along and I'll show you how we do it. Okay, so first things first, we got to get this sanded up, prepped up, get it nice and smooth so we can start drilling some holes in it. So we got two problems. One is this huge angle here. We don't really want that in our work. And then also we have this crack here. I don't know if you can see that. Oh, grab it. So we have this crack here, right? So the plan is, I'm going to take this section, cut it off right where this crack ends. We'll use that section for the coat rack, and then we'll flip this section over so it doesn't have that crack, and we'll use it for cutting board. So that's the plan. That's what we'll do. We'll make it work. So the first things first, so we got to take out all these mill marks. Like, I don't know if you can see down here, but they have all these mill marks from the mill. And they're super hard to get out. So you can see, like, almost got rid of all of them, but then that's why I saw the cracks. So every time you want to start, you really want to make sure that you inspect both sides and look for any cracks or something like that, because down the road you don't want any surprises. So we'll take this down a little further. We'll get all these mill marks out. See, it'll be a lot better if I had a planer, but I don't, so we'll just use the orbital sander. Should be fine. But so we'll start with a big grit, and then we'll go down and we'll use a smaller one down to the fine grain, and then I've got some non-toxic butcher's block oil we can put on anything. It's non-toxic oil. You can use it for toys, wood, butcher blocks, sanding, whatever you want. So we're gonna use that, and yeah, so that's pretty much it. Let's get to working. Okay, so 5.4, 38 divided by 7 is 5.4, so like roughly just under 5.5 inches for every interval. We've got all our things here. Let's drill a hole, and then we can chisel out the square hole. Now you could just make this round hole bigger, but then you'd see like little gaps around the outside of the nail, and I don't think the nail would be very secure in there. So we're just gonna do it right the first time. I wonder if we Google like how far coat racks should be apart, like that's that even a thing or not. How far should coats be apart on a coat rack? Google. Let's find out. Okay.
According to Remodelista, step 2, mark the hook spacing using a pencil. Space the hooks at least 8 to 12 inches apart to give garments or towels room to breathe.
We're going with 6 then. I'm not gonna try and shove 7 coats in here. We'll just go with 6. Okay, so I'm just gonna mark 1.5 inches on both sides and chalk a line. Actually, I'll just use a straight edge. And this will give me the top portion I want to put on the ledge, so I can have like a mantle on top. For some reason that doesn't look right. That's right. Okay, so let's see how far the skill saw can get. Wish I had a table saw. want the railroad spikes about 2 inches from the bottom, I think. We've got 7.5 inches. So if they go in about 2 inches from the bottom, it's like 1/3 of the way up. So that's what I like. 2.5 maybe? No, 2 inches. Hard to say. 2.5 would put them like right in the middle, I think. Yeah, let's put them a little lower. 2 inches sounds good. Okay, so some time has passed. I'm in different clothes. Now, when we were last here, I was drilling this out with the drill bit, and then making the whole square with the jigsaw because I didn't really have anything else. So the jigsaw was super aggressive, and it started like chewing away the outside of the holes, and I had to do way too much sanding around the outside. So I stopped. Also, they're not going to be big enough, so I couldn't find a file that was narrow enough to get through into the hole to make it square, but not be too big that the railroad spike would just fall right through it. So I went down to KMS and I actually got these little file rasps that I thought I'd have to go to the only place in the city, which is like Lee Garden, but they're crazy expensive. So we've got these little rasps here, a little set for $14, and I'm sure it's going to be really great. So let's get to rasping here, and we'll just make these holes square, and then we can stick these railroad spikes in, give her another coat of oil. Should be good to go. Alright, it's all done. So it looks pretty good, but I think if I were to do it again, I probably would make sure that these holes are really perfectly straight. I got a little carried away with the jigsaw and the rasp, and I ended up having to see, like you can see, there's a couple that have gaps and I've had to PL them in there. But I've added these burn marks to kind of hide that, see? So all in all, I think it looks pretty sweet. Got a nice mantle shelf up here. Oh, it looks really good, I think. So let's get some B-roll of put some more oil on it and call it a day.